Hey guys, welcome back to MU Sports TV. So guys, you already know that the Premier League fixtures was released yesterday by the Premier League officially for the new season, the 2025-26 season. The fixtures was released, and now we know which team we are going to open the league with, which team we are going to play in the last day of the season, when we'll face our rivals like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City. Um, when we'll face teams like Spurs, we already know this, and now we just need to be prepared as a team because we don't want to have the same season we had last season. It was horrible, disappointing, and I think embarrassing to put it all. One of the worst season we've ever had in decades. So yesterday's fixture release came as a surprise because I didn't expect to see that, and that was somehow strange because last season United opened the league with Fulham where they won 1-0, and we thought maybe it was a sort of something special, maybe to fight for the league, maybe the top four. Yeah, but that wasn't the case. So this season, it's a different opener against the rivals, the Gunners from London, and it is on the 17th of August. Manchester United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford. Manchester United are going to open their Premier League campaign with Arsenal at home after finishing 15th in the league last season. I think it doesn't come much tougher as this because if I look at United's fixtures, the first 10, or I can say the first 11 fixtures, they play Liverpool, they play Chelsea, they play Manchester City, they play Spurs. They play the top 6 in the first 11 Premier League games. So after the 11 Premier League games, that's now when we'll decide, or rather we will see the direction the season is taking the club, because after 11 games, that's a maximum of 33 points. I think for Ruben Amorim to be on a safer side, he needs to get Ghana at least 20 points. Yeah, at least 20 points. Yeah, at least that's the lowest point I think can be allowed for next season, because as far as I'm concerned, after 11 Premier League matches, after playing the top 6, if you get 20 points out of the 33 points, the remaining 8 matches you have to win them all. That's around 27 points. 27 points. No, 24 points. Yeah, 24 points. So 24 points. That's around 30. That's around 54 points. The first leg of the season. That is not bad. So I've read many articles. Some of the fans are commenting that the first 5 or the first 6 games we are going to determine Ruben Amorim's future. Guys, let's not forget that the club have been sacking managers since Alex Ferguson retired. How many managers have come and go? David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here. The German Ralf Rangnick, Erik ten Hag, and now Ruben Amorim. Yeah, all these managers, they were winners. Louis van Gaal with the Netherlands national team did so well. Jose Mourinho won titles with Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, even with Porto, first Champions League with Porto. So when you come to Ole Gunnar, I think he did so well. Maybe let done by the players. with Ralf Rangnick, it was on interim basis. Yeah. Ten Hag was, I think, the one we thought could be um the great manager to take us back to the glory days. Because when I look at his records with the Ajax, he was the man. He came at Old Trafford with a lot of hope, hype, but it turns out that at United, somehow the players drag you down. They decide when to play, and they decide when not to play. And at the end of the day, the managers are the one who gets the stick, and they are kicked out. Now, Ruben Amorim came in. So far, he has been in the spotlight. The media, the rival fans, even some of the United fans want him out just after half of the, like, not even 1 year in the club. So, are you going to be continuing to ask for the manager to be sacked after every 6 months because we can't get the result? Can't you just think why we have been sacking the managers and nothing is changing? Can't you just think and say this is not about the managers? It's about the club itself. Manchester United is a rotten club. Starting with the board, the players itself, the Glazers. I think they should just decide and sell the club because they have taken enough from the club. Are they not satisfied? Since 2005, it's time for them to hang the boots and just go and buy another club. You know, leave Manchester United alone. This is where the problem has been coming from, mostly the board. It is not about the managers, and it is not about signing because United have been signing. We have been signing players. Pogba, Ronaldo, Angel Di Maria, Falcao, Lukaku, Rafa Varane, Casemiro, Anthony, Pogba, you know, and even spending. So it is not about the club is not spending. They are spending, but how are they spending? It is just that's the question. How have they spending? Because if you compare United spending with the PSG, you'll just you'll be speechless. United spent around 230 million on Onana, Anthony, and Højlund. The same amount of money PSG used to buy the likes of Jovanovic, the likes of Kvaratskhelia and Dembele and Desiree Doué. So it is not about United not spending. It's about whom or which player they're spending on. Tell me why United signed Højlund for 75 million. Tell me why they signed Mount for 65 million. That was one of the most unnecessary signings since Donny van de Beek. Because you are signing Mason Mount, an attacking midfielder, and you already have one in the name of Bruno Fernandes. That means you need to play one of them as a CM or a CDM. So Mason Mount signing was not a brave one. It was one of the most unnecessary signings since the one of Donny van de Beek. So I don't know why they spent 65 million on Mount. They spent 75 million on Rasmus Højlund, and young striker, unproven in the first place. But somehow they splashed 75 million on Rasmus Højlund. So this needs to change. And so far, under the Ineos, we've seen some changes in terms of signings, in terms of transfer policy. They are not going to be dragged to overpaying because there is something that was quoted as the Manchester United tax. Yeah, whereby if a player is valued at 60 million, when other clubs come in, they can bid 50 million plus 5 in add-ons and get the deal done. When Manchester United are involved, it is 75 to 80 or nothing. The Glazers, they pay without asking question. But for the Ineos, things have been different. Remember, Uh, what I was happy about is how they decided not to pursue a deal for Jaran Branthwaite from Everton. Remember that? Everton were demanding around 65 to 75 million in order to part ways with the English international defender. United valued him at around 45 million. Yeah. So they have at the moment United have their own value, or they have their own valuation of players where they can't go further than that. So United bid 45 million plus 5 in add-ons for Branthwaite. Everton rejected it. United left it in the table. They went ahead and signed Lenny Euro instead of Jaran Branthwaite. And up to now, I've never heard any rumors about Branthwaite, the hype that was there 2 seasons ago from here about him. So at the moment, you can just go there and bid 30 million and sign him. They'll accept. So at the moment, things have changed. Remember, signed Mazaraoui, Mataz leaked for just as low as 50 million. Signed the likes of Jackze for around 40 million, paid in installments. That is, Leonor as well, Ugarte as well. So I think the transfer policy has changed under the Ineos, and this is where I think they've been doing quite well since their arrivals. So far we've signed Mateus Cunha around 62.5 million. That is his release clause, which will be paid in installments. That's a good news. At the moment, the talks for Brian Mbeumo is going on. I think Brentford want at least 60 to they want between 60 to 70 million. They want something in between that region. United valuation is not more than 60 million. So they are still in negotiations. Remember, Mbeumo is clear. He wants Manchester United at the moment. And even if Spurs are in the race, I think they've been informed that Mbeumo has decided to join Manchester United. And Thomas Frank, even though he moved from Brentford to Spurs, Mbeumo can only move to Spurs if United fail to agree a deal with Brentford. At the moment, the negotiations are still on. That means Mbeumo is not speaking to any other club at the moment because he has a verbal agreement with Manchester United. So it's just what's remaining now. It's just United to agree a deal with Brentford. The moment United agree a deal with the Brentford, it will be here we go, because it is always easier to do deals when you have a green light from the player himself. So at the moment, United have the green light. They have a verbal agreement with Brian Mbeumo regarding his move to Old Trafford, and now United just wants to solve some issues with Brentford, and the deal can now be confirmed. But United, I believe that if Brentford won't lower their valuation or demands, they'll back out and move for other targets like Eze Eze. So I was asking myself, United want to move Eze and Semenyo. Semenyo, Bournemouth value him around 70 million. Eze, Palace won't accept anything lower than 70 million, or maybe let me say 65 million. So you want to back out from signing Mbeumo for 65 million, then go ahead and sign Semenyo, who's a winger. You only have Acuna for 70 million. I think that doesn't make sense. I think it's just a make-up story to push Brentford to accept, because United they have other options in the market. So just what I call a transfer negotiations tactics. They are negotiating with tactics. We have other options. So if you want lower your demand, we will move to other targets. And at the moment, there's talks ongoing, and I'll be keeping you updated on the latest regarding Brian Mbeumo. So guys, back to the fixtures I was talking about. Manchester United face full Arsenal, the first Premier League game of the season, on the 17th of August. Blockbuster Premier League opener. The last time United faced Arsenal in August was back in 2011, where the famous 8-2 result was produced. So, can we see a similar result or the opposite of the result that we already are familiar with? That is something that fans are asking themselves. But what I can tell is that at the moment that can't happen. Yeah, I know anything is possible, but that can't happen. Um, Things have changed. Yeah. So United, Arsenal, I think these are a tricky fixture. It is not as easy as people think it is for the Arsenal. It is a tricky one, and I think Mikel Arteta knows this, and that's why they are pressuring the board to sign a striker. They need to have a striker. United, they need to have a striker. So if Arsenal get Sesko or Gyökeres, United get Ekitike or maybe Osimhen, I think we're going to have a very interesting game on our hands on the 17th of August on Sunday. The late kickoff or the evening kickoff, I think. Yeah. So at the moment, United face Arsenal, and then they face Fulham, Burnley, Manchester City. The next 5 games, they faced Fulham, Burnley, Man City, and Chelsea. Last season, Fulham won United. Burnley was not in the Premier League. Chelsea, Man City. So leave alone the next 10 games. Leave alone the next six games. Let's talk about the next 5. The first 5 games. First 5 games. They play Arsenal, Fulham. Then they go to Burnley. Then Man City. Then Chelsea. Tough run of fixtures. After Chelsea, it's Brentford. Then again Sunderland. After that again, it's a run type of games. First Liverpool, Brighton, Forest, then Spurs. So next 11 games, it's going to be a tough run of games for Ruben Amorim's team, and I really have a feeling that things are going to be different next season. If it is not going to be the same as it was last season, remember where United finished 15th. I don't think it's going to be the same. Things are going to be different this time round. With the arrival of Mateus Cunha, maybe Mbeumo is also coming. A new striker, hopefully a new goalkeeper to provide competition for Andon. And remember, there's AFCON 2026. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. And the players like Amad Diallo, Andre Onana, Mazraoui will represent the African continent or the African countries in that tournament. That means United will be without Andre Onana, Mazraoui, and Amad Diallo, and possibly a possibility of also missing Mbeumo if he joined, because he's representing Cameroon, and that will be a massive loss. That is why I think United needs to be very cautious while the signing, because we need a goalkeeper, someone who can provide competition for Onana, someone whom we can trust when Onana leaves. Because if you have a Bandir and Onana only for next season, I think don't blame Amorim. We need a new goalkeeper no matter what, whether Onana is staying or going. Between Onana and Bandir, one can leave and bring in a new goalkeeper, someone who can provide a competition for either of the two. So that must be also a priority for next season. Signing a striker, a new attacking midfielder, a goalkeeper, and maybe if the money remains, for a new CM or CDM, because we also need we need to have quality in that end as well. The midfield, that's the core of the team. You need to have a strong midfield, because we've seen a lot of times where United, their midfield get run by a lot of times. So we need to have a strong midfield as well as having a strong defense and a good goalkeeper. So guys, in our next first 11 games, Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, Man City, Chelsea, Brentford, Sunderland, Liverpool, Brighton, Forest, Spurs. How many points out of the maximum 33? Thanks for watching.